Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another scene of Living World of Darkness, Rage across New York. We start the scene not in New York, as at least one of its members of the Sept of Green is not in the Sept of Green, is in fact not in New York, neither the city nor the state, is not in the States, is not actually, really on this world, because, Jacob Clay is partying with the spirits
This is normal
in
for
a
Jacob.
this is normal for Jacob. Well, in a glade in a very green and happy place somewhere in the Umbra, quite close, but not exactly to Summerlands. There is a open spot in a lush green forest. Many spirits have been gathered there. Some Guru have been gathered there. All day long, these spirits have been playing games, all sorts of games, flying contests, running, swimming, even like mock combats, rope pulling. But there have also been more, creative games, flower crown braiding, um, probably other decorations that were being made. And in between all this is Jacob. Jacob, what are you doing? Are you having fun? Are you having fun? Are you ready to party?
Jacob's having a lot of fun. He's flying around, he's burning some wings, he's seeing the sights, he's playing aerial tug of war.
He has indeed.
He's
All the while, the spirit that has been has seen you, or actually, has entertained you, even like from the moment after your arrival, has been sticking close, making sure that you had enough food, drinks, and entertainment all around. You've been dancing with spirits, all kinds, from like the sweet and innocent, although a bit woody looking glade children, to fluent water spirits, air children, also like little forest animals. The occasional deer, but mostly like, rabbits, um, birds, a badger actually, and some mice. Yeah, every best animal. There have been cats and dogs as well. Um, and yeah, I'm trying to find other stuff to describe.
I'm playing with some pups.
Playing with some pups
I
is
got I got
fun.
I got one on my back as I fly through the air. He's enjoying life right now.
Oh yeah, he's kind of pulling your ear and like nuzzling you, just enthusiastically jumping up and down.
And a sleepy bunny.
There's
Just kind of
definitely a
watches
sleepy
from the
bunny.
ground.
There's a sleepy bunny that's been nestling like almost in your armpit. 'Cause it's nice and cozy.
It's the Eeyore of the group.
He's just sleepy. Maybe he drank too much of the or had too much food. And like at the edges of the glade, there's been the tables. The Summer Queen has ever been present since her arrival. Been sitting on the throne. She has danced occasionally. Yeah, it's a food coma bunny indeed. This is me in this party, food coma buddy, sleepy and like wanting to curl up to someone. Wow.
Bunny, I need more play more. Come on.
I don't wanna. Yeah, the Summer Queen has been watching. At some points, with the dance, she joins in. It's one of those dances that every other turn you have another partner that you dance with a little bit, and then you turn again and you end up with another partner. This is basically how you keep like switching partners until you're back to your first one. So at some point you are dancing with the Summer Queen.
If only, why I do have dots in performance, just not in dance. I have it in a flute.
I mean, if you don't want to dance, that's fine as well. You can
That's fine.
play.
I'll be bad at dancing with her.
Okay.
To be fair, areas of expertise aren't a thing in World of 20, so yeah. I reclaim my royalty for performance dots and not be horrible.
She smiles. It's always a pleasure to meet one of your kind, Garu. Please tell me, are you enjoying yourself? Is there anything that we can provide for you?
I'm very much enjoying myself, thank you, but I wouldn't dare stretch your hospitality any further.
You can come and go as you please until there are no more apples from where, well, you've come.
Hmm. I will give it a hard, long think. It is difficult for me to conceive of something that you have not provided, and I appreciate you greatly.
Well, we appreciate you as well. We have seen the Garu fight for all Gaian spirits, and well, every year we place our invite in one of the septs.
I was going to ask if it was okay, why here in particular?
Why here? Well, we've been celebrating here always.
Oh no, I mean the sept. The
Oh,
sept of the green.
hmm, it was your turn again.
Then I'll make sure to enjoy what time I have, because I have a feeling it will be a while until we get our turn again.
Indeed. We are always pleased to see any of you.
I hope
It's
many come. Oh, sorry, he won't interrupt
no,
me.
no, no. Go on.
He says,
There are always a few, but some find our way of inviting apparently stressful. But that's just the way it is. Sometimes you have to trust the spirits to do things. And then, a turn comes and dances away from you again because we are swooping the scene
bye bye.
to the Sept of the Green, where people have been finding these invitations on Sept. And the morning after these invitations were found in the Sept of the Green, there have been lying gold apples in a pile in the heart of the cairn on the Umber side. So it's there that we will find Cami, who is in the Umbra, and we'll see this pile of golden apples.
Well, Cammy sees this pile of golden apples and has her arms crossed looking at it. She looks at the invitation and looks back at the apples and looks back at the invitation and then back at the apples.
Really beautiful golden apples, perfectly round. Not a scratch on them, not a bust. There are three of them that have a bite out of them. They're lying a little bit away from the pile.
She's gonna look at the apples and look back at the invitation, and she's gonna look down at the bottom to see if there's any fine print down there.
There's a little bit of fine print there.
What does that little bit of fine print say?
A little bit of fine print says, "P.S. Please don't forget a gift for the Queen."
Cammy
Whoops.
looks down at her bag and she smiles. She looks down at the bag and she picks up one of the apples and she inspects it really, really hard.
As soon as you pick up one of these apples, I will actually have to set up in a dice roller, I realize. You can make me a willpower check.
Ah, nuts. No, it's too good to be true. Never trust the apples.
Never trust the apples. Yeah. Standard, I think. Or did I make it 7? Made it 7. So yeah, difficulty 7.
I got 2 successes.
Very well. So as you pick up the apple, you kind of feel the urge to bite into it, almost as if there's a small voice in the back of your mind saying, "Eat me, eat me, eat me, eat me." But if you want to, you are definitely able to resist this golden apple.
It does
I
sound
don't
like
think
cute
it's
though.
so, I don't think it's so much an issue of a resistment as so much as is it a Wah!
But it's so cute. You should eat it.
She like drops it and looks down at the apple. She's got her hand inside of her jacket like she's ready to pull her piece on it. But that being said, if this thing talked to her, that means it's got to be spiritually awake.
Mhm.
So she's gonna crouch down in front of the apple. She's gonna look down at the apple. All right, you come out of there. I want to know what you're about.
Eat me, eat me.
And what's gonna happen if I eat you?
Fun.
That's really vague.
Believe it.
Yeah, it's good. I'm good apple. Really sweet. Best apple. Special tree
Okay.
where I'm from.
So if I take a bite out of you, like what looks to be 3 others did, am I gonna be like transported, or am I gonna be like swapped back in time, or am I gonna start seeing like pink elephants with polka dots on them?
Pink elephants. No. But mm, but yes. No. No.
Hmm.
Eat me. Eat me.
Is her common sense going like this is a bad idea?
I mean, common sense is not like a It's not a radar. I mean, this is a actually, what you can do is you can roll me your poof.
Spirit lore.
Hmm?
Can I roll some spirit lore here?
Yeah, yeah, make it spirit lore.
All right, then.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you already kind of, know this, but
Let's assume anything anymore. 3 successes.
okay. Um, this seems to be some sort of a Talon.
Hmm. She's gonna take 2 of those talons, put them into her bag,
Mm-hmm.
and she's gonna pick up a third. She's gonna take a bite out of it.
Yeah. Now, as you take a bite out of it, it's like almost immediately that you start to feel disoriented. Your vision starts to blur. There are like it's like firework is exploding. Stars are dancing in front of your like in front of your eyes and your vision. Um, the world starts spinning around you, and as there's like maybe a thought of like, oh fuck, going through your head, or roller coaster, here we go again, or something like that. As these whatever is Cammy thinking going through her head.
Um, should have shot this fucking apple.
And with that thought, she falls down. Boom. You don't feel yourself hitting the ground. You don't feel it anymore. Um, when you start to see anything again after your world has gone dark and you start to see where you are, you seem to be lying on grass. The grass is like it's almost as if this is perfect. So lush, it's so green. There are little flowers near you, like dandelions and that kind of stuff. Um, you see, you're still like you're in a forest. It's the heart of summer, but it's not like that hot that you feel like you can't move anymore. It's a pleasant, kind of joyous sunshine, blue sky, happy trees, kind of Bob Ross um, on ecstasy kind of
God
scenario.
damn.
Many happy trees.
Okay,
And
sit up, put a hand on the side of her head, and like, oh man, this is like 2015 all over again.
as you sit up, there is this lady who is kind of hanging on one of the branches of a nearby tree, who's looking at you. Hi,
Cammy's Cammy looks up. Uh, hi.
good to see there are more of you here. Welcome. I see you got our invitation.
Yeah, I did. Not gonna lie, the method or the means to get here is a little bit much. Might want to think about toning that down a little bit. Sure, it's fine for a Kagi or a tenor or something that's used to this kind of stuff. Me, on the other hand, eat the hell out of any mushrooms I've ever eaten.
Oh, the others didn't say it was too much.
Maybe I'm just cynical. Where am I?
Well, you're here. You're at the celebration of summer.
Okay, celebration of summer.
Yes,
Are we still in the Umbra?
of course, silly.
Hmm. And what are you supposed to be?
I am a summer spirit. I serve the Summer Queen. It's my job to welcome you. Let's bring you to the party. There's food, there's drink, there's games. If you
Okay.
don't, if you don't want to be here, you can just return. As you kind of look around, you see that at this spot there's also golden apples lying.
Ah, all right. She's gonna grab one of those apples and place it on the opposite side of her bag just in case.
Okay.
So where's the party then?
It's down there. She points like a little downhill. You can actually see already, and like when you look down, you can see like the glistening of what appears to be either a river or a lake.
Hmm.
And yeah, you can even hear like in the background, you can hear soft singing or laughing. Like there's a massive party going down. And the spirit lets go of the branch and hops down on the ground next to Cammy.
All right. Lead the
Yes.
way.
Okay. And yeah, she'll lead the way down the hill to an open glade. There are an open glade. The glade is always open. An open spot. Let's keep it at that. At the open spot, you can see a numerous amount of spirits. There are spirits like her, the summer spirits. They're kind of, you know, seem to be everywhere. But there's also like your small animals, like small forest animals, the chipmunks, squirrels, bunnies, lots of bunnies, really lots of bunnies, mice. There's even a badger, and a few deer. There's also a lot of glade children. There are air and water spirits, and like it seems to be like there's a massive dance going on. And if you look really carefully, you can see at least one person that you know that is joining in the dance. This is the moment where you really wish that you to actually bring that cell phone with you with the camera. Because there's
Yeah, she's
Jacob
definitely got it.
dancing.
Oh yeah, that's definitely going on her Instagram. She's gonna film the shit out of this.
And just to finish telling you what you're seeing is like at the edge of the glade there's like a lake. People are swimming there. Seem to be holding still like some sort of a swimming contest. You can see at the other end of where the dancing is happening, you can see quite a lot of the summer spirits actually still working on like in this big field with like enormous flowers. Seem to be working on decorations and flower crowns and then table pieces and stuff whatnot. There is in the shade, like underneath the trees, you can see tables being set up with like food and drinks and like it's all a little over the top, all a little bit too much, as you would have expected from like an outrageous summer party. There's fruits, there's a lot of fruits, but there's also like cakes, pies, cookies. There's lemonade in all colors of the rainbow. Um, there's like cheeses, nuts, and the summer spirit is just leading you on until you are at this open spot. And she'll point out to like a more uh, secluded area. There's like a giant throne. There's no one on it at the moment, but through the crowd, she will point out, "Oh, see that over there? That's the Summer Queen."
Okay, we'll look in that direction.
And she can see this individual who kind of just is turning away from Jacob to grab hold of another partner. Well, Jacob grabs hold of another of the summer spirits. She's wearing a crown of flowers. It seems to be handmade. And she's like glowing brighter than any of the other spirits.
Cammy is going to sort of step on the periphery to the point where she can like get Jacob's attention. Kind of doing like the wave, like.
Takes Jacob a little bit. Oh hey, Cammy, what's up? So you took a bite of the out of the apples too, huh?
It was a rough decision, but yes.
Oh man, this is my second time here. It's pretty fun.
From the looks of it, yeah. What the hell is going on?
A party.
Okay, well, okay, what kind of party?
A summer party? Like it's not some kind of like raucous block party, if that's what you're asking.
Those are the kind of summer parties I'm used to. This looks more like a kind of a child of Gaia thing.
Yeah, I'd presume.
So, if this is being held by spirits, there's obviously a purpose for it. The queen. Can you tell you what that is?
Saskia, what did she tell me again?
The Queen told you that this is an annual party to celebrate summer, and told you that every year another sept gets invited for all of their hard work.
Yeah, it's a celebration of summer, and every sept kind of gets their turn every year, you know. And this year is our turn. Next year will be another sept's turn, you know.
Haven't encountered anything that's like, you know, mind altering or at least mind possessing or anything like that.
Gained a paranoid derangement. um, Saskia?
Yes?
I think Cammy was. I think he was asking if there's any mind altering effects in this place.
Do you have a way to sense mind altering effects? I take the silence as a no. And the second question, do you feel that your mind has been altered or influenced in any way? Have you perhaps been doing things that you never thought that you would have done?
Jacob flew. That wasn't something he thought he'd do. Actually, he's flown at least once before this, so actually, scratch that. He's been there, done that. He's a good bird.
He's a good bird.
Well, I guess I better present myself to the queen, yeah?
If you want, it'd be a nice gesture.
If you really want to know if there is anything going on that is out of the ordinary, that is magical, that might influence you in any way, shape, or form, you can roll Primal Urge.
I have perception. I'll give it a shot.
Didn't want to hear that.
Primal urge. Yes.
I got a success.
Got a success. Okay. Chris, do you still want to roll?
Yeah, I guess I will. Two.
Two. Okay. For the one success, and I'm gonna use common sense to basically describe the one success a little bit more. Now, Cammy, you do feel that there is magic around you, that there are forces weaving their will or their way in any kind of way that appears to be magical or spiritual, however you want to call it. There is gnosis in this area. You're also a theurge. You're in the Umbra. This is kind of like, there's a lot of spirits. It makes sense that there's kind of magic going on. And Jacob, you have two successes. Yes, there is something going on. There is not necessarily something influencing you.
Do I have a general idea of what it might be? Or where, that sort of thing?
It's not where a specific place. You see that the you kind of have the feeling that the magic is a little bit heavier around the queen. Um, Other than that, there's just like it's almost as if there is like a veil, like a mist. That kind of feeling that you have, like it's everywhere, but it's all kind of centered around her.
Okay.
That's like a lot of fucking info for two fucking successes. So
Thank you.
yeah.
Okay, so Jacob was just I'll just kind of continue on. Yeah, there's a lot of games. You can win prizes. I won two.
What'd you win?
Mouse ears and a cool flask. It was baller.
A mouse?
And mouses, toy mouses.
You mean a mice?
No, mouse ears. Like, cause
Oh,
it's
oh.
yeah. Nah, they're cool. Not of actual mice, like they're toy mouses.
I was about to say. Okay.
So the dance that's been going on around you kind of like dies out slowly. Spirits seem to be, disperging from it. Some of them are definitely making up to start a new dance. The queen is slowly walking out of the crowd, going to her throne. Um, yeah, there's still people swimming in the lake. Seems to be really fun. Other than that, most of the games seem to have ended. Actually, the sky slowly starts to color to yeah, like evening. Of course, it's summer, so it's still light, but you can tell that it's getting a little later in the day.
She'll make her way to the throne.
Yep, she can definitely approach the queen. The queen will nod when she sees another Garu and will smile. Hello.
So you're a queen of summer.
I am the Queen of Summer, yes.
I am the queen of EDM and laptops. And she will bow.
And the Spirit Queen will get up and will bow as well. Very impressive. I did not know there were other than I did not know there were queens amongst Garou.
A queen in her own right. And she will smile. I control the tunes and the beats of a myriad of songs, all from my own devices. I create and weave magic with such devices that grant me control to the point where even some of my allies can be saved from nefarious forces. And she will gesture over to Jacob.
Well, it is an honor and a pleasure to have one such as yourself in this place. I hope that you will enjoy yourself here.
I am humbled that I am allowed to be in your kingdom, and as I am enjoying your hospitality, I have a gift for you.
Why, thank you. That is so kind.
And she will produce from her bag a unopened box of Twinkies.
And there will be a servant who will come and take the box and present it to the queen. And she will hold it up and look at it.
I bring forth a product of the kingdom of Hostess.
Kingdom of Hostess.
Yes.
I see.
They make a number of wonderful confections. They are the sovereign rulers of all things pastry in the realms that I and my associate Jacob come from.
I see. I accept your extraordinary gift. Feel free
Uh,
to stay here as long as you like. And Cammy, you can roll your perception again.
Good success.
What did you say?
I got a success.
You got a success. Okay. Um, this feeling of magic that you felt seems to alter slightly around you.
She will. Cammy will take a step back. Your Highness,
Yes.
where I come from, it is not tradition for us to accept the magical boons of another without first understanding what they are.
I will explain this to you in a bit. Believe me, no harm will come of it.
All the same, Your Grace, I would not wish to take on a boon that I did not understand how to fully utilize.
I have not given you anything.
I want to P&E that.
You can do so.
I'd give it a shot. Uh, 4 successes.
She's not lying.
she'll chill out for a moment, but she's still very wary of this.
Play games with me.
Well then,
Please.
Your Grace, I
Yes.
do. Uh, I assume that there is a place among your retinue for fellow royals to preside upon amongst this party.
You can go wherever you please. Um, there is food, there is drinks, or you can participate in some of the activities that are still going on. Soon we'll have a campfire, and we will have stories.
I see.
And after that, there will be a feast, which will conclude the activities and the party in the end.
She'll nod. And I'd actually like to roll her intelligence spirit lore to see if I can't get an understanding or something about this spirit. I'm almost certain it's a wild spirit, but she wants to know a little bit more about what she's dealing with here. And I would like to spend a willpower point.
Of course.
Oh, thank Christ I did. Okay, so I got a success.
You have a success. Um, yes, I think this spirit is it's actually a Gaian spirit. Wild, yeah. Um, what would you know? Well, I mean, it's a seasonal spirit. Um, there are four of them. Dull. um, and mm, you don't see them quite often. They're usually benign.
Okay. Can we relax a little bit then? If you don't ask me, or if you don't mind me asking, Your Grace, the Magistrate Jacob Clay, has he been here long?
He came here this morning together with some of his friends. They have since returned.
I see.
All of you are free to come and go as you please. We merely wish for you to enjoy yourself.
She will graciously bow and make her way back over to Jacob. Hey, you've been here all day.
He's busy. What game's he playing? Yeah, Jacob's hovering with Birdwings right now. Only a few hours. I managed to get some time off work recently because of the whole, you know, jailbreak thing with the Boxcar Rebels. I'm not sure if you know about that. Bailey was there. She should have told you. I still got to put it in the report to the Alpha Council. So, but yeah, I got shot, so I got some time off work.
When the hell did you get shot?
Well, I mean, I was driving. I was in the passenger seat of the prison truck, and then the driver swerved, pulled over, and tried to shoot me.
That's kind of rude.
Hey, yeah, he almost killed me. I was in Homid form. Could have died.
You made it this far. I don't see you checking out just yet.
Yeah, I was fortunate. It was all a bit on impromptu.
Hmm.
Then my gun jammed, his exploded, and then I just kicked his ass. And now he's in jail, so that's nice.
You show more restraint than I would. Someone shoots me, they better fucking kill me.
I needed a patsy. You know,
Fair
because, you know,
enough.
we're doing a whole giant prison break. I mean, it's really kind of convenient that, like, you know, the bad guys also, like, the spirals decided to try and do it at the same time we did, really, because then it gave me a convenient scapegoat.
Hmm.
So all I had to do was say, yeah, this guy tried to shoot me, and then all his gang members showed up, broke these guys out of the prison truck, and I had to shoot them off.
Hmm.
So, yeah, worked out.
That's good. Ah.
Oscar rebels have safe haven in the set, last thing I heard.
Yeah, what I've heard is they're being isolated so they don't know too much.
They're not from this time.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was a little bit worried when I first heard they might be out there willy nilly.
Yeah, they're pretty wary about the giant metal boxes that we call cars.
Iron horses.
Yeah, I mean, there were literal carriages, which are basically like prison vans, but with horses carrying them instead. So, I mean, it can't be that much different.
Probably not.
It's just, I guess you just don't want to be in them either way.
Well, the one thing the spider told us was that we had to be careful not to mess with the timeline.
Oh, God, no.
Hmm. So you take the day off and you come here? Came here with two other people?
Yeah, Garm and Reverb this week.
Sam?
Yeah, Sam.
Okay.
It was good. He made the best flower crown. Oh no, that was Garm. That was Garm. Reverb won tug of war.
Hmm.
Garm made the best flower crown.
You sure nothing untoward's happening or anything to that effect?
Nah, I mean it was all a bit strange, but nothing bad happened to us. Like everything was really fun. It's all
Okay.
good. Won some prizes.
So what games they have going on now?
Saskia, what games did I have going on now?
Um, well, like I said, there's still swimming going on. That seemed to be a game that has not been resolved yet. And yeah, there's dancing still. There's people with instruments. Seems like the games are starting to die out a little bit. There's actually a big group of spirits that, as you're talking, starting to gather like wood to build a fire.
Hmm.
I
Any
mean, there's.
interesting?
Hmm? Sorry, go ahead.
Any? She turns to Jacob. Any interesting spiritual boons off of any of the prizes you've won?
Haven't tested it out yet. I think I know what they do.
What do you think they do?
Yeah, surprise.
She just kind of narrows her eyes. Being vague today, I see.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. But yeah, no, it's all good. Like, if you're worried about anything, like not being above board or anything, everything's great.
See, hearing Jacob say that really makes her uneasy.
Trust me, even I'm like, wait, what?
Like, I mean, there's actually no evidence anything untoward's happening, and everyone's been really pleasant and welcoming.
You just seem a bit more chipper than usual.
I mean, it's nice to have a break from all the fighting.
It's true. I don't think I've ever seen you outside of a business situation.
Pretty much.
Ugh. Okay. All right.
Just letting my hair down a little bit, you know?
Has his hair actually turned gray,
No.
Jake or
Oh,
Chris?
wait, I think his hair is a little bit more silver than it was before, yeah. Pure breed.
Speaking of your hair, she'll kind of point up at the new hair color.
Yeah, that pure breed's coming out quite nicely, huh?
Kind of look it over. I wouldn't really know. Last Walker.
Eh.
I just didn't think Silver Fang meant silver.
Oh, yeah, we have a lot of guys in our tribe with silver hair. It's kind of a thing.
Kind of
I
got
swear to
like
God,
a.
it's like part of our stereotype.
You guys got dragons too?
Dragons? And we got a wyvern.
Purple eyes. Daggers made of Valyrian steel. Huh? 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 Not getting the reference? Okay, never mind.
Nope.
Targaryen thing. Okay, cool. So, you done anything to impress them?
I won 2 competitions, that was cool.
Yeah, but have you really done anything to wow them?
I mean, kind of hard to tell what you mean by that. I mean, I don't. Everyone was really, really happy when I beat Garment more combat. That was fun. Everyone seemed really, really excited about that.
Well, you did beat a Get. I mean, it was a Theurge.
I mean, did you see that guy at the Boxcar Rebel Prison Break? That guy was freaking mauling dudes.
Well, I wasn't there.
Yeah, I mean, that guy like Garm took out like I swear, Garm took out as many, if not more, guys. Freaking Moses. Pretty sure he had the highest kill count out of all of us. That guy was a machine. Still beat him out of wrestling though. But yeah, I'm gonna go swimming. I'll be right back. And I gotta think of a present for the Queen. I need to think of something appropriately summery. Well, not summery. That's a different word. Appropriately summer.
How's your singing voice?
Terrible. Why?
Oh. Well, I happen to know a song that's really, really good that would be a really great summertime gift, I would think.
Sure, shoot.
You ever seen the movie Grease?
Like once when I was 5.
I happen to have it on my iPod. Do you think you could lip sync to it?
To put it in perspective, I can play a flute. That's about it.
Can you fake it?
I think I may have lied perhaps once in my whole life. I mean, outside of the typical stuff, like, telling mortals we don't exist. You got this, it's fine.
It's a duet, Jacob. I can't do both parts. It'll look weird.
I mean, you could.
She's just gonna narrow her eyes at him.
I mean, I'll do it, fine, whatever.
Somebody's got to be John Travolta if I'm gonna be Olivia Newton-John.
I'm feeling frisky today, sure.
All right then. And she'll go over to one area to go let him, you know, do his let him swim for a bit while she gets uh, her laptop and her speakers and her iPhone out to set up.
And man, I go crazy. I can't do it.
Oh, I love you too.
If it wasn't like the middle of the night, I'd absolutely do the full thing. But I can't. And I feel sad.
It's cool, man.
No, it's not cool.
Uh,
I want to be John Travolta, damn it.
If only we had Lindsay and Robbie here.
yeah. No. Oh God.
Have to hang on.
Right. So Jacob, you're going swimming.
Yeah, I'll do swimming.
Okay.
Then I'll go tell the Queen I have a present for her in the form of a song.
Okay. Yeah, in the lake there are, of course, the water spirits, or like performing some sort of a water dance, and the other spirits are kind of like enjoying the waves and the rocking that they're creating. Like there's the occasional whirlpool, and then you can see like the summer spirits, like the smaller summer spirits. You can see them kind of like holding their hands in the air, like whee, as they kind of twirl around in the waters. It seems to be more playing than an actual contest of anything right now. Some of the spirits that don't that don't really swim for fun, like the squirrels or even the mice. They're like standing at the edge of the water, and they're like throwing rocks, like very brightly colored rocks or like other stuff that sinks to the bottom. And then they're basically just holding a contest with the water spirits to see which one dives up which item as the fastest. Doesn't really seem to be an official contest with like prizes or anything like the ones you've been doing in the afternoon and in the morning. But yeah, like they seem to enjoy themselves.
I'll play that, and every now and then I'll probably at some point let a mouse like rest on my back as I swim, because he's not a scorpion, so it's fine. He won't kill me. It's just a mouse, right?
Yeah, well,
No,
it's
please.
just a mouse. It's just a
Stop!
mouse.
Stop it! No! Why do you do the scorpion? Because I can swim.
And like at the other end of the open place, the fire slowly starts burning, and they're like putting up benches for the summer spirits and a chair for the queen, and there are actually like a couple of chairs. Seems like they're getting ready to enjoy the campfire and everything. And yeah, after like a while, the summer spirit that has been appointed to accompany Garu, it seems. This is coming over to probably first to Kami because she's not in the water. It's like, well, we're going to gather at the campfire if you like. I mean, you can stay here if you want.
Well, actually, we have Jacob and I have something for the Queen.
Oh, another gift.
It's a song.
You just keep on giving, don't you? She looks at the two of you.
Yeah.
As long as it's fun, right?
Yes, exactly. You can either sing it over there at the campfire for everyone to enjoy, or if you prefer more private, the Queen hasn't gone to the campfire just yet. No, whichever you prefer.
This is something that has to be enjoyed by everyone.
I think so too.
Jacob say after this, after I get out of here, I'm probably, just gonna take that clave to my throat and just, careless, but it was a good run.
So yeah, the sour spirit will guide the two of you to the campfire and will point you like some of the chairs actually near the throne, and after uh, after like 5 or 10 minutes, the uh, the summer queen joins the fire as well. And most spirits are just sitting there chatting, and the summer spirit will go over to the queen and will whisper something in her ear, and the queen will look at the two of you and gives a nod, and then the summer spirit just kind of whistles on her fingers like this huge snapping that I really can't do. Um, and the chattering stops, and she's actually going to hover up a little bit above the fire so that everybody can have a view of her. She says, "Ladies and gentlemen, the campfire song and tales have now opened, and we would like to start this off with a very special performance, something we've never seen before. I'd like to present to you the two Garu that we host with a special song for our queen." She starts to applaud. Yay! All the other spirits are like, yay!
Yay, this is how I die. I'm botching a roll for Summer Nights.
And it's getting her computer set up. And I'd like to know if I could roll like an intelligence computers to try and make this a little bit easier on the two of us Chuckleplucks that don't have any singing performance dice.
I have flutes.
You might need that flute later on. I don't know. Like, um, what do you have in mind exactly? What do you want to achieve with your computer? Like, you want to have the background music, or like, because you were already saying like voiceover, so
Well, basically, they're going to be lip syncing, right?
yeah.
Cammy happens to carry these VR goggles with her
Mm-hmm.
that she made for training combat purposes,
Oh dear.
but
Mm-hmm.
she has plug and play, and what she would like to do is feed a karaoke feed through both of the visors, so that way her and Jacob, all they have to do is basically read and dance and listen to all of this.
I don't have any performance tools and dance, but I have flute. I have flute dice.
I'm trying to help us out here. I got it, Chris.
You can roll your computer thing. It feels a bit weird, so I'm gonna say it's gonna be higher diff, diff 7,
All
because I
right,
don't want to make it too.
it's gonna be diff 5 for me.
I think if I
Okay.
just dance with the flute, I should be able to use my dice, and everything should be fine.
You can roll your performance at a +1 difficulty if you don't want to be playing a flute but still want to roll them.
What? You're busting my balls here, Saskia. What the hell?
All right, 7d10 at difficulty 5. And yeah, I'm going to spend a willpower point on this.
Whoa.
Listen, spirit favors are a great thing to have, and they can really wow the summer queen. It might be a really good thing.
Mm, this is fair. This is fair.
And because I'm trying to build a relationship here with this spirit, did I get my architect nature?
Mm. Um, I'm gonna get back to you at the end of the scene for that,
Okay.
because I want to think about that a little bit.
7 successes!
Wow. Very impressive. So, by all means, describe what you're doing. You've said what you're doing with the goggles and everything. You don't need to roll for the performance. 7 successes is enough to make this a wow performance. Like, just describe to me. Please, 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 in detail, describe to me exactly what you're doing.
So what she does is she pulls out her phone, activates plug and play to connect the laptop, the visors, and her cell phone. And basically, what she tells Jacob is to just lip sync the best you can, follow every instruction that comes on the screen, and follow the movements of John Travolta while I follow the movements of Olivia Newton-John. And we'll lip sync because it's still a type of performance. It's a legitimate type of performance.
Jacob is half tempted to use the harmony flute as a mic, but he's pretty sure that would be massively disrespectful to Talate's team memory, and she would probably come out of play to kill him personally. So, he will not do that. That's bad.
And if we do not have to roll, I'm going to say that with the 7 successes on the setup and the fact that Jacob and Cammy are relatively intelligent, relatively well in shape, and, you know, relatively adaptable because they're both city folk, they fucking knock it out of the park. If mortals were to have seen them doing this, they might be like, you guys should do some off-Broadway stuff.
Anything to add to that, Chris?
Summer loving me, like summer loving me at last. Summer loving heaven so fast. Go crazy for me. And this is the part where Cammy says, "Met a boy cute as can be," and then we both say, "Summer days drifting away to the summer nights." So look at that. Some fucking 10 out of 10 would sing again, right?
I love the both of you so much right now.
And Cammy's going to make sure that not a single digital camera is alive anywhere within their immediate vicinity.
The Umber remembers.
The Umber can remember.
Oh yeah. The Umbra will remember. I promise you this.
It's like just a lone net spider in a glade, and he just goes back to his friends. He's like, "You're mine, shit." It's fucking ridiculous. These two fucking clowns. God, you should put this up on YouTube. Just under the name of like, not a spider. 420.
I mean, I hate to tell you this, but it will be on YouTube. No, it's in real life though. Anyway, yeah, the spirits are like in awe of your performance. There is not a single sound
That's
for the
because
longest time.
Summer Loving had me a blast.
Summer loving. It happens so fast.
I swear, I'm trying not to pee my pants. You're making it awfully hard. uh, yeah, the song ends, and the spirits are still kind of like. Some of them have their mouths open, others are just staring. Um, some of them have their hands clasped together and just like frozen completely as they look at you. And finally, there's this one little mouse. She's starting to slow. And then everybody starts to join in and starts to become bigger and bigger. Woo! Oh my god! Oh, oh, oh! Like the air spirits are somersaulting even through the fire, making it like the flames sweep up higher behind you, and the uh, the summer spirits are bouncing up and down. The animals are coming up to you, like the cute little food coma rabbit just kind of hops up to Jacob and just kind of bumps against his leg. Everybody's cheering. The crowd goes wild. You have won idols. I'm feeling very old for saying idols and not the voice or something.
The voice of summer. It's our new deed
Yeah.
name.
This
But
is
no,
the voice of summer.
but no, I never know how we got that title. Like, that's weird. How did we get these deed names? That's strange. I guess they must have done something
I mean,
really cool.
the
It must
spirits
have
can
been
talk.
hauntingly beautiful. No, they can't. They
So
can't. They don't know how to speak. They can't speak English as well.
Cammy's just gonna lean over to Jacob. You know, this never leaves here, but if it did, I'm gonna tell you one thing: make Saoirse fucking jealous as hell.
Oh yeah, I'm taking a title off this shit if it ever gets out. Then I'm like, well, I'm the real song, bitch. That's right. Outgalliarded by fucking John Travolta 2.0.
Such a natural.
That's real.
And the queen will stand up from the chair that she was sitting in, and she'll she'll first take Jacob's hands and kind of shake them, and actually places a kiss on them. And Jacob, if you want to, you can roll your primal urge as well again. Um,
Sure.
and she'll then go over to Cammy and says, "I am sorry, you have given me a second gift, and I have nothing in return, as all gifts have been given already. So let me just give you this." And she'll give her because for fuck's sake, I'm holding it in the picture in their hands anyway. She'll give you um a yellow flower. She'll just hand it to you.
And she'll take the flower.
Mhm.
A gift from a queen must be special. What is this gift that the queen offers me?
These flowers I grow in my own garden. They don't hold anything special by themselves, but if you have need, after you've dried these flowers, if you have need of assistance, you can crumble them, and I will send help.
And Cammy will do her best courteous bow that she can muster.
And the queen will return the bow with a nod, and then will sit down again. Jacob, did you have any successes on your primal urge?
2.
2. You can feel that the mists that you kind of felt like the magic being everywhere, especially around the queen, it kind of ebbed away from you.
Sorry, what?
it kind of went away from you. Like it was surrounding everyone and everything at that point. Now it's kind of away from you,
No.
like almost as if it's no longer touching you.
No.
And yeah, um, storytelling will continue. There are several stories of a couple of animal spirits that seem to particularly enjoy telling stories about silly rabbits that fall into holes or bump their noses against trees and things like that. And all spirits seem to be laughing and laughing and laughing. And rabbit spirits at first, kind of like join in with the laughter, but at a point it starts to be like, ha 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 ha. And when another story comes of another rabbit spirit doing something stupid, they kind of start to, thump with their hind leg on the ground, to the point where at some point the queen is kind of holding her hand up. It's like, okay, it's over. Then there is
No
a
bully
poet.
bunny. No bully
Yeah,
bunny.
yeah, like the fun making started to become a little bit more bullying, and the queen kind of stops it and calls for the poet who is was telling a poem about the beauty of the summer sky and the many colors it turns into, as if a painter is coloring the rainbow into the sky. And there are a lot of stories as the sky indeed does start to color. It starts to become slowly more dark. There are marshmallows on sticks, like I think Americans call it s'mores. Or you can make s'mores with that. I don't know. I'm not American. But there's marshmallows on sticks, and there is more of the lemonade that's almost tingling when your tongue touches it. It's almost as if you're drinking like a sweet kind of champagne, except you don't necessarily taste any alcohol in it, but it's that same weird sensation. Um, and as the stories are starting to continue, um, the hour grows later, and you can see some of the more the normal summer spirits are starting to leave and actually starting to go to the far end of the glades to put on like lanterns that they're hanging up in the trees and start to get all the food that is left over from the table, starts to put actually new like plates on the table. The queen will actually call um for one specific. Oh, does Cammy has a story? Okay, I'm apologizing. She will call out and is. Does anyone want to tell a story before we end with our annual story?
Cammy will stand up. I have a story. It is a story about youth brought together by a pastime that was always and forever will be associated with summer. And the greatness that is the season of the sun, if you all would like to hear it.
I mean, after the mind blowing performance that you gave earlier, everybody is like hanging on your lips. It's like, yes, yes, yes. Tell us a story. Great Garu, tell us a story.
And Cammy just winks at Jacob. This is the first time I've ever gotten to use my eidetic memory, but Cammy's a big fan of IMDb. I give to you the tale of Scotty Smalls and land known as the Sandlot. Scotty Smalls moved to a small town in a place known as Los Angeles. Scotty Smalls was a young man, a boy, who had no friends. He was introverted. He didn't know how to interact with the other youths in his neighborhood, but he did have a common interest with them, something he wanted to get into, not only to get closer to other boys his age, but to his father. And one afternoon, he decides to follow a group of these neighborhood boys to watch them play a game of skill and joy, a game that has captivated the hearts and minds of several countries, but none so great as the one known as the United States. He goes to this kingdom known as the Sandlot to watch them play. And even though he is reluctant to join their game for fear of being ridiculed, he chooses to play with him. But in his inexperience, he fails to catch a very simple play known as a fly ball. And when he tries to throw it, well, he wasn't exactly what one would call uh, an athlete. And so, mortified and embarrassed, he runs away. But there was one individual of those groups of youths who felt the spirit of summer more than any of the rest of them. A young man by the name of Benny Rodriguez. And Benny, who is the most popular of these boys, goes to the house of Scotty Smalls, and he tells them that he should give it a second shot. So the next day he comes back. And when he comes back, Benny teaches him how to play the game of ball as well as anybody could at his age. And the young boys accept him. And these boys take him in the spirit of summer, having a bit of a party, not too unlike this one, but much smaller, where they have, and she will pick up one of the s'mores. And of course, because of the name of this lovely delight here, he asks, when someone offers him one, he asks, some more of what? And thus, this is how the mortal world has come to gain the term, you're killing me, Smalls. And that night they are told the story of the beast, a great, great hound who is known to have eaten many people and who was locked up in a fortress behind the Sandlot. So one day, after this party, they go and play baseball, but unfortunately, Benny breaks the ball that they were using. And so Smalls decides that he will go get a ball, the only ball he knows of, the greatest ball on the land. A ball that was given to his father by the king of summer of that era by the name of Babe Ruth. It's very important and priceless artifacts of this king that had died not long before the events of this story. And so using this priceless heirloom to continue their fun days of summer, Smalls hits his first grand play within this game. He hits the ball so hard that it flies over the fence, over the fortress walls. Realizing what he's done, that he's placed this priceless artifact in the hands of the beast, he beckons his friends to help him. And of course, they do with a number of different human devices and gadgets, all of which fail in the face of this giant hound. And so, when it is almost certain that Smalls will have to tell his father that he lost this priceless artifact, Benny is visited by this king of summer, his spirit. And he tells him something that sticks with him. That heroes get remembered, but legends never die. And if you follow your heart, you will never go wrong. A true motto of summer. And so Benny puts on a pair of the greatest artifacts known to man. Converse high tops. Guaranteed to make anyone who wears them run faster and jump higher. And so he scales the walls and goes into the fortress with the beast. And the beast comes out to do battle with him. Benny, wearing these artifacts, is able to grab this artifact and jump fortress walls. Unfortunately, so does the beast. And Benny and the beast, along with all of the other children, including Smalls, run through the entire kingdom of the suburbs of Los Angeles until finally getting back to the Sandlot. In hopes of trapping the beast back in its fortress, Benny jumps the fence, the walls of this fortress, and the beast simply breaks through them, but in doing so causes them to collapse on him. And this beast turns out to be nothing but an ordinary dog. And filled by the spirit of summer and by a warm heart, as warm as the summer sky, Smalls attempts to save the beast. And while the rest of the children are, of course, afraid, Benny does the same. And it is through that they befriend the beast and continue the rest of their summer together as friends. And thus, this is how we got the term the dog days of summer. And it is a great lesson that summer brings communities together. It brings people together. It fills children with warmth and kindness, and is even able to tame the heart of a savage beast. And then she will hold up her hands to signify that she's done.
The all the spirits are kind of listening. At a couple of points, they giving like confused looks, like a king of summer. They have a king of summer. You can kind of hear these whisperings. What are Converse? What are Converse? Could we have them here? I want to be able to jump as high. And when Kemi ends the story, yeah, again there is applause. Her spirits coming over, just kind of touching her, and yeah, everybody is just praising this story. The queen herself is clapping as well. That was a great story, and you are indeed right. Summer brings people together. We're married together. We're happy together. We celebrate together. We celebrate growth of animals, flowers, trees. No one is no one should be sad during summer. It's a happy time. And she nods, and then we'll look around again. Is there anyone else who has a story to share with us?
I couldn't. Obviously, I'm not sure I can do the story justice because I don't remember enough of it.
It's up to you. You don't have to. It's not like required or anything. So
But I
you
want
can
the
give it
magic to come back, Saskia. I want the magic.
a try. Well, it's up to you.
There are so many blanks, I don't think I'll be able to tell it. Which sucks. Oh well.
Then after the silence kind of continues, the Summer Queen will nod and says, "Very well. Then now I would like to present to you the champion of last year, won most of the games, to talk and to tell you the story of summer, the story of all seasons, one story that we will remember, the reason why we celebrate. I will ask Twig to step forward." And out of the crowd, there's this little green-haired spirit, kind of ballsy, walks up in front of the queen and makes a rather stiff bow. "Yeah, all right. I'll tell the story. I've been practicing." And she'll cough a few times and turns around to the crowd and starts telling. So, the origin of the seasons. Now, we all know this story. And when Gaia was young and the world was coming to life, there were no seasons, there was no time. And, everything was just young and fresh, and everything was growing and blossoming. And Gaia was happy. She was really happy. She enjoyed the flowers, she enjoyed the fruit, the colors, the warmth. But, you know, it was not too long until, they found out that the world didn't stop growing, became crowded, and with tree spirits and animal spirits, they all started fighting and fighting and fighting as they all kind of needed space to be, space to grow, a space to have more trees and animals. And yeah, there was no real silent paradise anymore. It was just growth, growth, and more growth. So when our mother kind of saw this, she realized, this just won't do. So she created four spirits, and she called them spring and summer and autumn and winter. And she spoke to all spirits, saying, "Spring shall be my first child, and he shall help you grow in your youngest time, and you will love her." And then Spring kind of stepped forward and she smiled, and there was this cool, like really cool breeze that kind of passing through the air, and everybody was cheering, like, yeah, like we've all been doing. And yeah, and Spring was feeling young again because of the cheers. And then Gaia spoke again and says, "Well, Summer shall be my second child, and she shall help you grow further and bear the fruits of your growth." And then, the spirit of summer, she points to the Summer Queen, and she stepped forward and she smiled, and the sun was starting to shine and became more warm, and everybody was cheering. And yeah, summer grew because of the cheers. Yup. And then there was Gaia again saying, "Autumn, my third child, she's here, and it's not a she, it's a he, shall help your children to grow and your fruits to fall." And the spirit of autumn kind of stepped forward and he smiled, and the colors of the world that became like yellow and red and brown. And yeah, the cheering wasn't that loud at that moment because spirits didn't really realize what was going on. They had never seen this before. So they kind of started talking amongst themselves like, "Hey, what's happening? No, I don't know. Well. And then, yeah, um, uh, Mother of all kind of spoke again and saying, "Finally, Winter, my fourth child, is here. She helped you renew so that old life can give way to new life. And then the spirit of winter stepped forward and she smiled, and it started to become cold, like real cold. Now, the spirits, they didn't shine, they didn't smile, they didn't cheer. They kind of grew silent as they looked at the winter standing before them. And then, that was this big tree spirit that stepped forward, saying, "Well, dear Mother Gaia, why should we allow winter to do this? We've done nothing to offend you. We didn't do nothing to offend her." But then, there wasn't Gaia speaking, it was Winter was speaking. And she was saying that life must continue and life must thrive. But to do so, life needs room to grow, to climb up to the sun, and all things must go on. You shall learn how the natural way of the world will not change, but will be different nonetheless. And time will not be something just idly passing by without meaning. We, the spirit of seasons, shall give meaning to it. And, year after year, and the seasons performing the tasks for Gaia, and the spirit learned to understand and respect this is the way the world should work. And yeah, like every season, there's a party here. The party for each season. And now we're here to honor summer and to give her the energy of her happiness, to give her energy of everything that we've done today, like the games and all the tales and the singing and the dancing. And that will make summer grow so that she can, be away for a year and then come back and give us everything that she needs us to give. And yeah, Twig just stops talking at that point. Kind of looks around to see if everybody has really gotten the story. And she ends up with like a booyah. That's why we like summer so much. And then yeah, there's the spirits are kind of applauding, not as heavily as they were applauding to the story of Cammy though, because they've heard the story a lot of times, and well, Twig wasn't necessarily the best performer of it. And after the story is done, um, the Queen of Summer will rise and will thank Twig for telling the story, and we'll look at everybody and we'll say, well, let's all go to enjoy the feast at the table. It's been prepared for all of you. And it is there that we are going to end the scene because the feast will be a new scene. So, unless the two of you have anything that you would like to say in scene, or how you would like to respond to the stories or the things that have been happening,
Booyah.
but yeah,
Jacob
then
soaks
sorry.
in the story.
Okay. And then with that, we will end the scene here. Thank you, players, for playing, and thank you, watchers, for watching. This was another scene of Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York. New York. Can't talk anymore. Bye bye.